Brackets, we're going live. I grabbed Jonathan Little. He's going to help me do commentary tonight. Tune in.
Knob. There we go. We did it. All right, it's ladies' night here at the Seminole Hard Rock. We're playing 25-25, no limit Texas Hold'em. I was going to be in here by myself. This is, of course, Jesse Abramowitz with Poker Night in America, but I gave my buddy Jonathan a call and said, hey, want to come do some commentary? And he said, obviously, you're really great, and I learn a lot every time I do commentary with you.
That's exactly what I said. I just busted the main event here on day 1A. I was up in my room, in my robe, about to have some wine, and then my good friend Jesse called.
What was going to happen after that?
I was going to go to sleep.
Face is melting off of my head. Girls who wear makeup all the time, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Trying to look decent.
Yeah, but I don't.
Catch me a man. Shit.
Catch me a man.
Hey, boys.
Trying to be on my
Woo.
tip top.
Hi, Jamie.
You like him?
All right, way to go, Suzy.
They're already stealing my blinds. I feel like I have to raise now just to make it like being aggressive girls.
Jesse, given you're such a ladies' man, how do these games typically go down?
In what way?
Are the players usually somewhat conservative, or do they just blast like most other Poker Night in America games?
I think that they play like most other poker night games. They're here to have a good time, just like every single cash game we ever have here. Usually the drinks start flowing, play loosens up just a little bit. Obviously everyone's pretty friendly already and comfortable with each other, so I think they're going to splash around. I think they're going to have a good time.
It is.
Meanwhile, Suzy opened to 75 with Queen 10, hit top pair, bet the flop, check the turn. Now is definitely going to call 250 here.
Yeah, top pair is not getting away here.
No, it's not.
Should have brought the comforter.
Interesting check on the river. Or did she check the river? Yeah, she did check the river.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're fearful that your opponent has a 10, in all likelihood, you got called by a better 10 pre-flop. So I understand the check call. Also great for this board run out too, since 9-jack and 7-9 didn't get there.
Lots of work. Lots of work.
Some people may think that bet from Burkhart looks a little bit loose on the river, given she did have the worst hand, but I think it's definitely good.
Yeah, I think she gets called by a lot of hands that she does have beat there. And that, so I think in the end that's actually a pretty
what was it?
fine bet.
So 3, Suzy.
No, it
Suzy
would
for 25.
It would be the other way. It would be
10, 8, 3.
There is no 8 though.
Oh,
So
yeah.
3, it's
So it's
3.
three.
So it's 25, yeah. It's not as bad when you win the pot, too.
Yeah, right? I know, that was a good timing.
And our first
Just getting stacked.
first player on
Having to
deck,
pay,
should
you're like,
someone bust and
calling
leave,
someone, you're like,
is
"I need
Kristen
25."
Bicknell.
Something's telling me we're not going to be doing a whole lot of talking
That's
tonight.
cool. They still make you pay.
Me and you.
I think that's a good rule.
Perhaps not, perhaps not.
Well, obviously do time
gets
pot
kind of-
too.
yeah.
Instead of
Kelly's got
if
these
you win,
awesome glasses, like you know that meme that was in, where it's like Thug Life, and it, like the pixelated glasses flew onto someone's face.
it's gonna be a problem.
I don't know any of those words.
That's
you
right.
said.
You're a bad person for pop culture. Why did I invite you in? This was a terrible mistake.
I like it. It sounds like you're opening.
What is a
up
meme?
scary door.
Are we memes?
Oh, scary door.
Meme is basically like hieroglyphics for now.
And then just like
I don't know.
Interesting.
I know.
So we're playing 25-25, I believe.
25, yeah, 25-25. I admittedly don't know a ton about Burkhart here in the 4 seed.
I did, yeah.
She final
I was gonna
tabled
do it for a drink.
a ladies tournament earlier this year.
Yeah, I have 5. So
She seems like a cool character.
Yeah, I think she has suspenders on, which automatically makes you cool.
She is a cool character.
do you guys want?
And I think she
to
plays really
give me a
well.
green chip for?
Yeah.
Okay.
good luck.
What's up, Ghost of M in the chat?
Ghost of M, always there.
I met Ghost of M last weekend.
No, he doesn't exist. I don't think
He's
a
from
robot.
New Jersey, and he was in Sacramento, and he introduced himself. I was like, no shit. It was like that was a bigger deal than seeing like Negreanu.
Well, yeah, Ghost of M, he's a ghost.
Yeah.
I've never seen him.
Got Jimmy Bluffett in the chat too. We've got good mods here. I like our mods.
Truly.
Do they
Pocket
have female
jacks for
members
Kim.
Joe Kim. Finally found out if her first name is Joe Kim or just Joe. I guess her last name is, in fact, Kim.
I'm not so sure about that.
Kiletto.
Okay, I'm
3 bets to a reasonable size.
Are you kidding me? For $200 more.
Wow, I
US.
love
Not
this.
even euros.
I am in it. You're right.
Fun check on the flop to induce some bluffs.
I don't think she's going to get a lot of stabs there. But there's no harm in checking.
Your hand really is not that vulnerable with the 2 jacks there because a diamond is fine because
Right.
you have the jack of diamonds. I mean, the only cards you don't want to see are a king or an ace, and you know those are probably pretty bad. But every other card is very, very nice for you.
Yeah, Joe Kim's a very crafty player.
We kind of just like, if out of depth, so like,
Is it kings or aces?
you know.
Oh, because the table's high, so
Yeah.
it's like your
Yeah,
wrist.
so it's just, it's
The
not
wrist
like
of like
the angle is
It's not that good.
the angles off.
We're talking about the
Pair draw.
high rail on the table. It kind of makes you like Tyrannosaurus Rex a little bit when you put your arms over it.
Because you're net.
It's only a drawing hand.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
please give me ace queen.
Somebody could have
I
had
will
ace
go
king
broke
and then
pre-flop. What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do?
Yeah.
we'll do ace queen suited.
So not only do I want to welcome the Twitch chat, but I also want to welcome the Facebook chat and the YouTube chat.
Wow, we're everywhere.
I know. We're even going to acknowledge those monsters on YouTube.
Poker Night has a great YouTube channel if you have
I
not checked it
know.
out. There are all sorts of fun clips, also episodes. It's pretty great.
There's like 6 seasons.
Come on, girl, get in there.
There's fun hands on there. There's a lot of stuff. We get a lot of action there.
Good, don't think.
There was an episode recently that I played.
Yes, there was.
I guess it was probably 6 months ago or so at this point. But I took second in a $10,000 tournament. Unbelievable, I know.
I know.
So check that out, and you can watch me make a lot of bad hero calls.
Why?
A pair, just a pair.
I thought every spot was reasonable.
Thank you for telling me.
You were a little
Yeah.
tortured, but anyone would be tortured with Greenwood on your left.
Ace high?
The Kelly Lily.
Whoa.
Ace high.
The
Whoa,
ace high.
Yeah, I just have a feeling that there's going to be
Check.
chapters.
Check. Wait a second.
You have to hit something.
I know I have something. I'm just trying to figure out what you have.
3 high.
I will bet 200.
Wow, 3 high. I wasn't lying.
Wow, you really aren't in it. I love this. Let's do a competition. And
Here,
see who
here.
can be-
Let's play 7 deuce game.
That's what Danielle
I
wants.
know you're not.
You guys want to play 7 deuce game?
Sure.
Danielle, does
What,
everyone want to play 7 deuce or no?
deuce, but sure.
I don't know. I'm down for 7 deuce, but I don't want to peer pressure anybody into anything.
I'm in.
Thank you.
You guys in?
What,
much?
100?
Shots.
100? A piece?
100?
Yeah.
100. 7 deuce, 100. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you win a pot, everyone has to pay you 100. If you
Yeah.
win with 7
Does
deuce?
7 deuce
Yes,
suited
if you win
count?
the pot with 7 deuce.
Yes,
7 deuce suited counts?
Just at any point in time.
Seven
At any point,
Did
even
you
if
just
it's
say
like
that?
folded to you.
Did 7 deuce
I was
count?
like, 7 deuce suited's a good hand.
Everything counts. 7 deuce.
7 deuce is
And
better than
just
that
in
shit
my
you just
opinion-
played.
I know. I told you I'd play any 2.
If it's a chop, I think that it should count too because we want to
I would have
encourage
played
7
that 3
deuce.
deuce so
I
hard.
think even if you chop with 7 deuce, I think you still get paid.
What if there's like a straight on
Okay.
board? We gotta really hash this out.
not
Lawyer
7
over
deuce has
here.
to be
Yeah,
shit.
lawyers. Lawyers.
The lawyers want to talk about this a
That's
little
what
more.
I'm saying.
If
That's
it's
why
like
I'm
Broadway
clarifying.
on board, 7 deuce still wins.
I
Does that
think you
count?
still get paid.
Wow,
'cause
okay.
You want to encourage it. You don't want to
Sure.
like take away that, you know.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, 7 deuce. Blackjack.
All right,
Also,
7
just
deuce
for
game is
clarification,
on.
Chips back.
Because I'm curious. Do they
In
even
all
allow you to
capacities.
want
So if you win with the 7 deuce,
Even if
show
you
it.
even if you play the board,
Yeah, if you turn over the hand and win the pot,
running it twice.
or chop the pot, get some chips back, I believe you get $100 from each player,
Understand.
which is actually a pretty nice
No,
chunk.
I'll bring
Yeah,
it. I'll
it
bring
actually
it.
is.
$600. That's a lot of big
Or
ones.
those
Yeah.
fishes that are-
there was also some talk of doing a $100 flip every
about
half
straddles?
hour, and then the winner has
Well,
to have
you
a
can
drink
do
or
whatever
something.
you want,
Well, I want the
sweetheart.
entire. I know, but I
You
Not
can
entirely
straddle
sure if
the
that's
button.
going to go down, but
I
We're
don't know if
in,
you can
we're
straddle
in.
on the you straddle on the button.
I was
or
all
just
for
under
it.
the gun?
Button
would be
straddle,
better
I
for
feel
the game?
like
Button
has to
straddle
be.
would be good.
I like
Alright,
under the gun straddle.
almost got all
Okay,
these
I like
chats
that
up
too, 'cause
so
I'm
I
on
can
button right now.
monitor
Button
everything
straddle.
going
Under the
on.
gun straddle.
Under the gun.
Almost.
For those who don't know, Jesse has a computer in front of him with a million windows open. I have nothing in front of me. I'm just observing the game. So I have a few reads on some of these players that will basically mean we're going to have a real
How does it
action
work?
table
Okay,
tonight.
so
Lily
like
likes to
the
play a
show?
lot of
Like an
hands,
add-on.
as
Her.
does Minkin. Both of them are not afraid to blast almost sporadically. So basically, if they think they can pick up the pot, they go for it.
Or do we want to just
And 2 players like that at the table typically cause a large amount of action.
Make it
Did you happen to catch any of last night's feed?
I thought it was going to be like a
No.
mandatory thing.
It was a good one. 50, 100.
You
From
can
what-
do,
Had some
like,
wild
one round at a
swings.
time if you wanna do
Berkey,
that.
You guys
Bryn
can do
Kenny,
let's do them like intermittently. Cause I just want to.
etc.
We don't care about them. We're here for ladies' night.
That's true. It is ladies' night.
If there's
Ladies
ever
drink
any-
for free, and ladies pay no rake on ladies' night.
Like, notice here we have Kiletto opening the Jack 4 offsuit, right?
So owning
She does have the button, so
Check.
it's reasonable. But as you see, she's getting in there and playing.
Like, there's no
I like that Lily plays like limit hold'em, but with no
Oh.
limit.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not going to work out for her this time because Anderson is not going to fold.
All right, Lily.
Probably at any
Round
point.
one.
If you have someone who's overly aggressive, you just cannot fold anything.
I don't know
And
if
top
you
pair,
told
and
me
now
my
2 pair
entire
is really good.
Entire life is an exaggeration.
Wow, Lily just whipping those in there.
It's a great spot to keep bluffing when she turns a straight draw. That's like the perfect card for her.
Oh, yeah.
1100.
Here's the check raise from
Wow.
Danielle.
Close. Close,
more.
D.
It's a rough spot for Lily now. She is in position, so calling can never be that bad. And certainly
Wasted.
Anderson's not going to be too worried about a 7 or a 2. I mean, she's clearly going to lose some money when those come. There it is.
Whoops.
2000.
Anderson can value bet this.
2 pair.
Straight.
Lily just calls her. I definitely think
Thank you.
she could have gotten in a raise there.
Round 1, Lily.
Sure, Anderson could have had exactly the 7-4, but she could also have
You don't raise me
sets,
on the
2
river? What do you
pairs.
think?
Well, there you go.
It's still early. I don't know what you're playing with.
I love how Daniel
I'm
starts
definitely
bitching.
not
She's
a
like,
net.
you didn't
I'm
raise me,
definitely
you
not a
made
net.
it easy.
Jack 4. Jack 4 off.
You know you're only beat by 1 hand, right? Lily?
One tendency you often see of people who
Played
play a
good. I
little
swear
bit
to
too
God, she
loose and a little bit
beats
too
me Every
splashy
single session at the Bellagio.
is they don't
Like
run too many
River
large,
Beach,
or they don't
Everything.
raise enough on the river
That's why I just called her. I swear.
with their
She's
hands
she
like that. That's
always
actually a really good
beats me.
example of that, where
She always beats me. I got scared.
she has really, really secret nuts there, and she opted to not raise for value.
Tell the troops.
But also,
Tell the
it's
troops.
early on in the night.
Yeah,
Let's
so we're
keep
doing
things fun
25
and
a half
friendly,
and
you
then
know?
tip
You know how to make it fun is to stack someone for $20,000 on the first hand.
Is that 200?
Whose idea was that?
Yeah.
straddle anyway?
That's how
Fun
you
for
really
us.
make it fun.
Jamie's going to open ace of 4 suited here.
Momentum. Momentum.
Lily has an 8 and a deuce, and they happen to be the same suit.
She's
and that
playing
works.
literally every
Oh,
hand.
She is playing. She's 100% VPIP.
She knows that it's the 7 deuce game, not the 8 deuce game, right?
Yes.
I think you should get an 8 deuce bonus too. I mean, why not?
Right.
Call it 50 a person.
They're not tournament chips, Kelly.
They're not?
No,
Oh my
they're not.
God, wait. What are we playing here?
We do see Lily Kiletto is very, very deep stacked here with
Okay.
$23,000 in front of her, playing 25-25. Only 1,000 big blinds, you know. You sit with 1,000 big blind stacks too often, Jesse?
Not a ton, no. This is. I don't know if that suits her style better or worse. I'm going to guess it's probably better, seeing how aggressive that she is.
Have 7 deuce.
The tough thing is, though,
No, it's not 7 deuce.
a lot of the other players are way more shallow stacked.
That's why I only said 100 for 7 deuce because I forget all the time and then I'm just
Let's
like always
do
paying everyone.
whoever wins the 7 deuce
No,
just
she does
takes
get it, though.
everyone's chips. So it's a race.
Who gets Delta first?
All right, I'm gonna min buy.
When you face someone who is overly splashy, overly aggressive,
That we'll see, maybe.
you just need to be somewhat happy to check
we
call
do a
down with a
no
lot of hands
shuffling bet?
and realize that, you know, whenever they make strong hands, you're going to lose to them.
No, it's too hard.
But more often than not, you're going to end up with the
I
chips.
shuffle all the time.
As long as you're just reasonably conservative.
So it's easy, right?
Let's get like one side bet down before we start adding others.
Side bets, yeah. Well, we got 7 deuce.
I know, that's what I mean.
One said, yeah, we haven't practiced it
Let's
yet.
like conquer that. before we-
Notice we do have a straddle at this
Conquer,
point.
what do you mean?
It hasn't even been done yet.
Right, it's in play though.
Kerstetter was in the straddle with a great hand, pocket eights.
It's been
Oh boy.
Baby. Jamie with middle set goes check, check.
Brutal when it goes check check against an aggressive
know.
player when you're sitting there with a set.
And now Jamie just has to fire. Interesting. Okay,
Snap
quick.
was not announced.
Snap,
What
snap.
does this mean?
That's quite a bad turn
Snap.
for
Is Snap
Kiletto
playing?
because
Snap.
now
She said
lots
I
of
don't
draws
know.
are there. And also lots of the junkie hands made a pair.
Right.
They don't mind value betting.
Man, please don't
I don't know if I like this bet from Jamie. I kind of prefer her to just
It's real money.
check call anything here.
She bet quite large, too.
No tournament. I just was told this.
Kiletto giving it some thought. She really doesn't beat a whole lot besides random queen highs, right?
Right. Queen jacks and 9-10 suiteds, I guess.
I'll give you a
One
pair.
thing that you will see is that if you do play kind of a maniacal strategy, people typically don't try to bluff you so much. Although in reality, you're often one of the best players to try to bluff
No.
because
You
have a lot of garbage.
I can't beat that low.
You know, there was a hand last night, and I'm not going to get into it now, but when you see it, you're going to love it. It was a very weird hand with Bryn Kenny and Berkey, where Bryn rivered the straight on a paired board, and Berkey rivered a flush, and Bryn check raised him pretty small, and Berkey leveled himself into a fold.
What'd you have, Jamie?
And I'll have to, maybe you'll make that a weekly
I
poker
had more
hand.
than
All right, there you go.
Shit the nuts.
I do have a podcast, Weekly Poker Hand, and we're going to be using some poker night hands coming up, so that's exciting.
And I'll just address this for the last time. The camera angle was just stuck on this. I kicked a wire, and there was a routing issue. So as soon as we catch up with the delay, it'll all be set, and you'll get all your varying camera angles.
You sure do cause a lot of problems around here.
I know. I've got restless leg syndrome, and I often unplug cords from the wall.
2 pair for Joe Kim. Wow.
The old jack deuce.
Too bad for her. No one else has anything. And she's against 2 sane opponents.
Yes.
Going back to bluffing the maniacs, this concept is a really important one because a lot of people think they just need to be really tight and passive against maniacs and hope the maniacs bluff off. But most maniacs realize if you apply a lot of aggression to them, you don't really expect them to fold, right? Because they're maniacs. So a lot of maniacs will realize this, and they'll start making big folds if you apply a lot of aggression. So usually those are some of the best players to bluff if they are capable of playing well. And of course, Lily's capable of playing well. She's not just going to give her stack away, right?
You talking to me this whole time?
Yeah, I've been talking to you.
Just kidding.
This is a lot of fun talking with you, Jesse. I'm glad you invited me to have a monologue here.
Ladies, wait.
Sorry.
Very
Uh,
important.
oh, golly.
I am the button.
I mean, our Facebook page.
I'm gonna fold.
You're going to fold the button? Such a lady. What is going on here? Kelly,
Kelly's,
I'm knitting it up, baby.
how do you fold the button?
she's confirmed drunk.
As there are more blinds, it's fine to play a
Why
little
do I
bit tight
just put 25 in
on the
there?
button.
What am I thinking?
I felt that.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing this?
Premium. Who's premium?
Thank you guys for saving me. So glad somebody else folded.
25 I'll never get back.
Jesse, why do you follow only boys on Facebook?
What?
You're on Facebook right now. I'm watching you. You follow only men.
What are you talking about? I'm trying to find our live feed on Facebook. Probably have a very evenly distributed
Because I'm never
friends
like,
list.
I'm never getting back as much as I'm gonna lose trying to win
Outing
with it.
myself as somebody
Right?
that doesn't watch that much poker on TV.
I need to get CBS Sports, right?
Yeah, that's
Worse
Because
than I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
these past ones, I don't know what my image is at all.
These big card hands like ace-jack offsuit are really dangerous to play when you're playing very, very deep stacked because they make top pair one kicker type or one pair hands that are somewhat susceptible, especially when a lot of money goes in the pot. That said, you should definitely still raise the ace-jack. But you'll often see a lot more pot controlling in deeper stack no limit hold'em than shallow stack no limit hold'em. Just because you really don't want to play for all of your money.
Like, no. Yeah. Like, I hope my mom's not watching this. She's gonna be like, what? Someone's giving you a job? You said no.
Let's play this
Every
okay.
day, anyway.
Anywhere? Yeah. I'm the same. I like it.
Just kind
You
of
like being a knit, Lily?
No.
I thought I heard
You
you
heard
cash
wrong,
games.
miss.
Yeah, no, she
You
likes
like what?
cash games. She says she plays anywhere, anything.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
You play every day?
Maybe one day off a week, maybe.
Really? Where do you live?
Right now, LA.
LA? Where do you
Yeah.
play? Commerce?
Gardens,
Garden?
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I wanted to go. I've heard it's
They did a good job. They
Like,
renovated
I would love
it.
to
It's
have
nice.
like outside of LA friends come too.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love LA.
I used to live at Thomas all the time. Felt like it sucked the life out of me. Yeah. That's a bad name.
But the money was so good.
Gardens is better.
Keeping on gardens here,
It's a pretty
Betsy.
casino. Like,
It's like the new Mecca, I guess. There's been like 2 10-10-20 snow max going like every day for the past 2 weeks, which is like totally bizarre.
Because you're gone. They're like, yes, let's play the
Yeah,
game.
right. No, I usually play the 5-10 games there. It usually goes to like 5-10-20, no max by like after dinner.
I like how they had that nice high limit room, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to play like out here in this crappy room. And they're like, no, they're like, this is like 3, 5, and up. And I was like, I'm like, I'm such a high roller. Way to go there.
And then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it felt
Going
fancy.
in.
Gardens.
Oh, gardens.
Gardens. They
All
redid
right,
it
sorry,
so
guys,
well.
I'm not trying to
Dude, it's
crack
so
down.
nice.
You take, girl. You do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, babe.
So 2 premium hands, as we see. Ace-Jack offsuit, which I was just saying is a very, very dangerous hand to play when you're playing deep stack, especially out of position. It's not going to go too well for
Yeah, but
Minkin
like,
if she sticks around.
imagine having ace-jack +1 in a cash game like this.
Oh, you're excited.
And then folding it, and then everyone says, why are you even here?
Yeah, she just folds to
Left
3-bet,
hand.
as you probably should.
I think you're required to just...
During the hand?
Literally, literally.
That would be fun.
Good fold there by Minkin. She was in bad shape. She probably doesn't expect Joe Kim to be doing anything absurd.
Not even fair.
And deep stacked out of position. You just can't do any. You can't splash around too much when you have big offsuit
Take
cards.
him, girl, take him. Anytime you want them, you want them in what way?
What, your
Oh, she wants them.
What?
If you are going to
We've
splash
gotten
around, you want to
X-rated over
4-bet.
here.
Just 1x though. 1x
Yeah.
is fair. We're only on 1x.
I'm missing the
1x
conversation.
is like
We're still
PG-13.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
1x now is like PG-13
Like
in the 80s. I think.
It went from hero cape to I don't know what, but.
Just talking about Kelly's
What we cheers to.
great assets.
Oh, you guys are
Okay.
trying to
say
take a
no
shot?
more.
Trying to do a shot?
Yeah, so
Is
are
that
we
what you guys
doing the
talking
shot thing or?
We're not listening to the conversation.
I think it
was
got shot
texting.
down.
You were texting.
Shots did get shot down. I was all for it. I was going to try and take it in real time with them. But
I can't drink at the poker table.
Why do you think that?
I'm drinking right now. I'm
Actually, I
drinking
don't know
champagne
that,
though.
but
sometimes we
Actually, I
forget.
don't know that, but
since you were the one that
Females
said,
traditionally
I
tend to be
No, 'cause I
of
thought you
smaller
guys were
proportions than males,
So this
and
is
therefore
Lily's like,
get
"Oh,
intoxicated quicker.
I don't do shots.
That's math.
So I understand if they're a little hesitant
Yeah, I was like,
to want to throw some back when they're playing,
Saying I don't.
with thousands of dollars
yeah,
in front.
that's true.
Many thousands of dollars. Notice here Burkhart's playing a relatively short stack, only 1,600. And I think that's actually not a bad strategy. A lot of people think, oh, I'm short stack, so I have to.
I'm gonna come to you.
Well,
Get
yeah,
a
I
good
guess
hand
if
to
you
go
don't
all
think the
in.
pots are going to get all that big, it may not matter.
One seat.
Right, it's going to be very easy for her just to get good cards and get all in as a
Joe,
favorite.
you were the time person.
It's a very, very good strategy if people are splashing around significantly, as it seems like they are here. Like if someone just raises to 150, like say Lily raises to 150, she can just go all in with good cards, and there isn't a whole lot Lily can do. And if Lily's opening Jack 4
That's how
offsuit,
I'm a cash
she's
game
just gonna end
because
up
I don't
getting
mix
bled
it
to
up
death.
and play
Yeah.
for a bit,
Don't
and-
transition to the dark side so
I
you won't
know.
go back.
I'm transitioning out. It feels great.
I've been there,
But
done
you
that.
won't go back to playing cash every day. Like she binks this tournament and she's chilling.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting lazy.
She FTs it. She's like, yeah, I'm taking a week off.
Joe Kim with Queen 10 of Hearts
looks like she limps.
just calls the straddle, and
I
now
think we should
Lily
do it permanently 'cause
Kiletto,
edging is gonna tighten up
Not
all the
afraid.
stack size. They're just
not
not
afraid
that
at
good. I
all.
mean, I love to straddle. I want to.
What?
Let's
I
listen
listen
to
to
the
straddle.
pro
What are we
here.
gonna
Let's-
win?
No, I just want
Danielle,
action, and
stop being like
it
that.
does sometimes. No, I think we should intermittently do it. I'm
Ain't
down to
nobody
straddle.
tighten up. We're playing 7 deuce here. Nobody's tightening anything.
Listen,
So it's-
Lily, you got action on with me, okay?
I
You
know
don't
I got
worry.
action with you.
don't
Danielle's
worry.
out. She's out. She's like, I'm taking Lily's money.
Danielle's gonna
around
get
the
it
clock.
up
Yeah,
whether
that's
we're
good, yeah.
straddling or
It's
not.
the voice of reason.
Danielle, do you like that? Every
Why, though?
new dealer will do it round.
This is a great flop for
No, or we could
Kiletto.
go every other. I mean, I don't listen.
Yeah, this board isn't really supposed to hit her
Listen,
nearly as
Linda,
much as it should be hitting Joe
Linda,
Kim.
listen.
But Kim just gets away.
I'm the
Yeah.
last person to object to a straw.
I mean, there's
I
no
would be-
hearts out there. I think it's fine.
I would be tempted to run a bluff
We're
there.
not friends
Not going to
anymore.
lie. Then again,
Seems like a
And
meh
we have
kind of
like
spot
five
to
friends, and they're all here.
I bluffed myself out of the main event today in a similar spot. So
So you can end it with me. I don't.
Yeah,
I may be a little bit too
I
happy
didn't
with
feel
shouldn't
like
these
do
gut
that.
shots.
pressure.
Shouldn't do that.
I
You
love
got to pick
this.
some better spots.
We're
I
gonna
could offer you
become
some
this
coaching. I
folding
know.
wave.
I mean, a pair of fresh eyes might be exactly what you
Yeah,
need.
I feel like the
It's
person
probably
who
been a
shows up
while
the
since
latest
you've had a
doesn't have
coaching
a
session.
chance.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's-
Lily, you show up like 30 seconds before we're ready to go. Come on.
You know what I had to do.
You said 5:30, and I was really getting impressed if you were here on time.
So yeah, I'm offering
And I wasn't
Jonathan
even
some
joking.
coaching
I did.
lessons.
Sure, let's do it. See, I would normally raise this if I was in Lily's shoes. You would just opt to fold or limp instead.
I'm like 20 minutes for me to get
What?
Is she really mad?
Oh.
Lily makes the good play of raising it up.
Love this. Oh my god.
Burkhart with king 10 of diamonds elects to call a button, which I think is fine, given we're seeing Lily play a lot
I
of
feel
hands. It's
closer
not
to
going
her
to
after that comment.
go well for her this time, most likely, but definitely a good call spot.
She said she was going to be here at 5:30. I thought we were going to be close.
Minkin. Oh, squeeze it up.
Oh,
Is
here
she-
we go. Here we go.
Lower, something like that.
So stacks notice. Take a look at stacks, right? It's very, very important. Right here, Minkin has $10,000 in front of her. And she is going to 3-bet.
You can't knit it up now.
Kiletto's going to put in the 4-bet. Minkin just might find herself all in pre-flop with a 7-2 offsuit.
Yeah, I
We
like
could only hope.
Assuming
Is there
Kiletto
any
free-bets.
chance that Kiletto just flats here in position?
I definitely don't think she should. I mean, it's fine to flat. Don't get me wrong, because you're going to be in position a lot
Actually,
of
hold on. I
time.
want to hear this. Shut up.
It's only 6, not 8.
know how much you
I love you.
9? 10?
I started with 10, so around there.
Buckle up.
$18?
1,800 is the 4-bet from Lily Kiletto.
Gotta get all the riff-raffs out. I don't want them to call. Whoa.
All in. There we have it.
Minkin rips it. I mean,
Okay, count. Exact count.
Whenever you're playing the 7-deuce game, you just cannot fold
I
big hands
know.
like this.
Coletto, I mean, this seems like the #1 player at the table who is
There's
not
a
going to ever
Kim
fold
on
ace-king
Queen
suited.
8 and love there.
Also, remember how I said at the top of the day that Lily and Minkin were both the two most creative / aggressive players.
And if I'm not wrong, I believe Coletto is deep in one of the tournaments too.
I think if they're aces,
At this moment.
different.
Yeah. Oh, let's hear what she's saying.
I don't know how long technically professionally. I started playing online, but I was like,
It's not aces, it's kings, for sure.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
How much?
but I moved to Vegas like 4 years ago. Played
It's
live.
either kings, queens, jacks.
Knows it's 8,400 to win about
Be aces.
20,000.
I can try to beat kings, queens, or jacks. That's my range.
So she needs to win about 40% of the time to justify calling. And with
I
ace
don't
king
have
of
a very good
hearts,
hand.
you will.
Yo, Kelly's a baller.
How much
She's
is
not afraid. I told you, buckle up, you know. Kelly's ready to play.
Once we get the camera thing sorted and we see her glasses, like they're straight up thug life glasses. You'll see. This is a perfect moment to showcase them.
I really want to call this hand. It's tournament hand. And in a tournament, it's a snap call. Can I show her one card?
I don't know what's going
What's the rule?
No rules.
Have that.
What did they order? I don't see a single cocktail. I see
Fiji
tall
water.
boys and waters.
Here. You know I'm running really good at this
on.
thing.
You're running really good, that's why I said.
Wow.
Please don't fold, Lily. Come on. Ace king suited?
Sorry, guys. I knew this is a big
Take
hand.
all your time.
This is
If there was no
great.
7-2 game, it becomes way more reasonable to consider folding. But whenever you add in 16 combinations of ace-2, I'm sorry, 7-2 that Minkin can have,
You got chips left.
I'm not
And
concerned
I
about
have
the chips.
chips
I'm
to
concerned
rebuy.
about your hand.
I like
I'll show
Kelly's
you
talk. She's very confident.
she does seem very confident, which means
Yeah.
she's bluffing her tail off.
And she's sitting on her shoe, which is my favorite way that people can sit on a chair.
I think you got aces.
It's probably not good for your posture.
it's fine. It's like it's very youthful.
It's thug life.
Something
You gonna
like
show me?
that.
Rifle? You said you would.
Yes, of course.
Of course, I'll show the 7-2 to
Gonna
collect
see anyway, but
700
yes,
more,
I'll take
$600 more dollars.
This is gonna make a good internet hand.
All right, I'm gonna fold.
Wow.
baby.
Oh,
You are.
Do it again. Nice fucking hand. That was so fucking close. I am such an idiot.
That's insane.
Did she call herself an
I feel
idiot?
like Lily has to pay all the hundreds. Everybody.
You got it, bitch. You
There you
got
go,
it.
you snitch.
Wow.
I haven't paid.
I threw him on
So baller.
Remember I
Love
said
it.
just a second ago, the Maniacs are sometimes the best ones to bluff. Because it'd be insane to bluff them, right?
Chuck it. Chuck it. I'll catch it.
Wow.
Oh.
Throw the hundreds in the
I
bucket.
feel like we should go out there and hand her $100 too.
We should. We
Well,
owe
you
it.
should.
That was good.
You should.
Oh, and now we play poker.
Okay, I officially win the not in it. So Lily, you gotta come for my spot.
Oh,
I
I'm
just
definitely not a
dethroned
nit at
you,
this
girl. I
table.
dethroned
You
you.
freaking bossed that shit up. Hey, props, man.
Got
What
you.
am I gonna say?
You play like a girl. Come on.
I gave you aces. I can't believe I gave
Wow.
you aces.
Careful.
I think Joe Kim forgot to straddle.
Have to.
It's not mandatory. So
Doesn't matter.
All right. Here we go.
It's so brutal when you get a good hand when you perhaps could have straddled, and instead you
Right.
just raise under the gun.
I was winning
I'm
anyway,
very
Lily.
impressed,
It's
Lily.
okay. I felt really good about the hand, honestly.
We should have definitely rabbit
I
cam
laid-
the whole thing.
we
Just to
should
see.
have.
And you guys are supposed to give me all your
And you
tips.
were
Remember,
still
I said
live.
that?
You're still live.
I feel like Poker Night in America should win an Emmy for this episode. Like the 7-deuce Minkin hand should be nominated for something.
I knew immediately.
No, it wasn't at all. I was giving her a hand.
Striker Feed in the YouTube chat says, "Are casters looking at chat?" Yeah, I've got it up on screen. We are trying to balance looking at all 3 different chats, answer your guys' questions, and
People always ask me,
give
do
you
you,
the attention you need.
they say, do you read these emails that we send you? Yes, I read every email. That's my job. It's Jesse's job to read every chat that comes in. He has it all up. He's here for you all. Ask questions.
I only have 1 monitor though, so
Love it.
I'm gonna still own you.
Believe it or not, Jesse is a professional.
That's it, bitch. It's going down.
Did you actually have a hand? What did you almost call with?
Ace deuce.
Stop it. Stop it.
Really?
No, you guys are crazy. You shouldn't have ace
I'm
deuce.
kidding. I'm kidding. Come on.
It's
I'm
like
not
ace
gonna-
queen or some shit.
Tournament hand it was.
Ace 10
was a
suited,
tournament
maybe.
Nobody will believe if she says, I had ace king of hearts.
That means that makes me a bad player.
They're like, yeah, ace queen's a call, clearly.
No, that's not what makes it a
tournament
player.
hand.
Yeah, like,
Mitsula in the Twitch chat says, "Important question: why isn't Crouton there?" Do you know who Crouton is?
No.
Crouton is Jamie Kerstetter's dog.
Is it a thug?
It's yeah.
Okay.
Crouton is in Vegas.
You know what it was,
I've heard.
I wanted to keep Danielle
where
going
Jamie
so
lives.
bad. I did not
Keep
want to
it-
be down.
keep
You
it
have
while
no
you
idea.
can.
Danielle, oh my god,
Keep
you
it while you
saved
can.
Lily splashing around with that ace-jack offsuit against an under-the-gun open from Stewart, who has been the most reasonable player.
Just give her a little time. Suzy gets loose.
Oh, boy.
Well, you know, fortune favors the aggressor.
Nice and gentle.
I like the way she puts chips in the pot.
Damon Stinson in the Twitch chat says, "Where's Kim Lim? She was supposed to play. I believe she's playing tomorrow night." Remember, tomorrow night is going to have all the ladies that are currently playing, I guess, today's main event here at the Seminole Hard Rock. So tomorrow we've got, like, Lexi Gavin, a couple repeats from this table. Jamie and Danielle are going to play again.
1600.
Actually, forget who else.
This is a good value bet from Lily on the river. It's another spot where a lot of people would check and be afraid, but you can get called by a lot of worse stuff.
Oh,
at this
for
point.
sure.
Especially with
Get
your
called by
loose Lily
sevens.
image.
Yeah. Let me have a look at who's playing tomorrow night. Refresh my memory.
Wait, what do I do?
You're one of these people who need meditation. You want to focus on the here and the
Can I
now.
beat Delta?
I want to.
We have an insane game in front of us.
I'm trying to hype up tomorrow too, man.
If this game is hype, tomorrow will be even more hype.
All
Hyper.
Right, all right.
It'll be hyper tomorrow.
Getting hype shamed by
I'm
Jonathan
in
Little.
my hand.
Oh, right. Jessica Dolly's playing tomorrow. We know Jessica.
You're having a good time? You got a beer? or
We
wine?
did
All
commentary
right,
with
all
her in
right.
Punta Cana.
We're doing our
We're
jobs.
giving you all the social media, love.
It's a good fold from Burkhart with King 10 offsuit. That is definitely not a hand you want to play from early position.
Yeah, you
Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Aces only. Okay, wait, you said airdrop. What do I do?
So I'm not Kelly. Do you know this?
I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Bluetooth on.
I'm just playing my great hand. It's premium.
I just can't live with her having 7 deuce and winning right now. So
That was freaking awesome.
All right, Jamie splashing around here with King 6 suited. Kiletto's getting a lot of cards.
Check.
Kiletto snap checks ace queen. Jamie checks back wisely. See if she turns some equity.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the most equity you can turn. Straight and flush draws have now come in.
This is why you have to be very careful betting if you're Lily, because you should have almost no threes, whereas Kerstetter may have some.
Yeah. Let's see what the river produces. Brick City.
It's not a great one to bluff either.
No, it's not.
Did you get them, Daniel? Did they drop?
So this is a little bit more thin than the previous
Oh, you
hand.
went
Like
in
last time I
here.
thought Lily's bet was great. This one's pretty dicey. You're only getting called by ace X, and there aren't a whole lot of ace X's available.
I
There's
feel
way
like
more
against
busted
you this could
draws.
be good, but nice hand.
Show
No
it,
7 deuce.
Lily. God, that 600 you guys gave me was just like priceless. It felt so much better. It was good.
That was
You know that you
amazing.
talk about it for one more rotation.
Now she can talk about it forever. That was badass.
It was super badass.
That was awesome. I enjoyed it very much.
No more 7 deuce.
Me too.
What? No more 7 deuce game? We're still playing.
Yeah, text him to me. Just put message in it.
7 deuce game,
It was just like,
scary. 'Cause they can just always show you the 7 deuce, and then you have to pay even more.
Right.
You definitely folded the best hand, and you have to pay more.
Quick question. Are you good at short deck? Do
I've never played short deck.
you want to play it later? Us Poker Night in America cats played it a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, I'll
I was
play.
like, this is fun.
I need to go to bed. I have to play a tournament in the morning. Actually, I have to do a webinar at 9 a.m. in the morning. So
Where are you doing your webinar?
on the internet,
Baby.
the web,
Ah.
on the web, on my website, Poker Coaching.
That's
.com.
cool. What
Yeah, 9 a.m.
What tournament are you playing tomorrow?
The $5,000 main event, day 1B.
Oh, day 1B.
Yes, I busted day 1A. I kept getting straight flush draws, and sometimes they don't come in.
Yeah, too many outs, man.
Too many outs. To be fair, the last time I was against a set, so
Still talking
you're drawing
shit,
thin
Kelly.
against that.
Yes.
Shit.
Kelly, come back to the table. We need you here.
Syrupy Business in the chat asks if the 7 deuce got through. How did you watch half that hand and then we'll get up and leave?
Well, he assumed the ace king was obviously calling.
Yeah, 7 deuce got very much through. To answer other questions, we do not have Samantha Abernathy on our list,
You're dirty dog.
but
You.
everything is subject to change. People pop in at the last second. People drop out at the last second.
Dirty.
Do you think I could play tomorrow? I would really like to play tomorrow.
Maybe. I mean, you are very non-threatening.
Kings?
I said dirty.
Oh, wait, what happened there?
I think it's a little graphical error. Let's see what comes back.
I would have called it 250.
Come on, graphics, we need you.
It
So
is
Minkin did have the
kings.
kings, and
Look at-
Kerstetter 3-bet the ace jack, I believe.
Look at Minkin's player card picture when
Oh,
it
hello.
pops back up. There we go. We've got other camera angles. Back in business.
This, wow, just blasted.
Instant regret.
into my web.
Win, lose, or draw, I'm happy just because you said that. I feel like I won.
I hate making her happy.
I got a little piece of my heart back. I feel like, what are the games you play on like video games and then you eat something that gives you like new life?
Mushrooms?
like it.
This is
Mario.
definitely not
That's
Mario
called magic
Kart.
mushrooms.
About video games.
You eat like a piece of like a coin and it like ups your life. Mario?
Mario?
Mario, yeah. I don't know though. I don't play video games, but if I did,
Mushrooms, yeah.
I just ate a mushroom.
No,
So
you
I
have firepower.
leveled up.
You have firepower right now. You're like,
Jesse, go get some mushrooms.
We're moving it to button straddle. Okay.
They're in my room.
Listen, Lily.
Listen, Kelly.
Sick of your shit.
I'm sick of your shit. More than ever.
I would much rather do it under the gun. If we're gonna do it permanently, let's just.
Listen, Danielle, you're not the boss of us, all right?
Let's vote. Yeah, let's vote.
I want to
Under
do
the
button
gun
straddle.
or button, ladies.
You'd rather
I
do
say button. So much more powerful and sexy.
About the button.
So we're 2-2.
We could switch it up, I guess.
That's gonna be kind of tough to do.
I really don't like the button straddle because it significantly punishes the blinds.
You know what? I'm just here living my life, ladies.
Blinds are already
Yeah,
punished.
you're
You don't want to
on
punish them anymore.
But I'm on the another level. Speaking of other levels.
You notice when you're in the blind, even if you call, someone's going to raise you or call you a lot. So now you're just out of position with who knows what. So you should be folding a ton.
Just a button to push that
And you don't want to fold a ton. That's not a fun game.
It's too much
It leads to a
work for
tight
you.
game.
A lot of work, girl.
It's too much work.
This is stressful.
You need to just have someone sitting next to you to put the chips in for you, and you just say
that'd
what.
be perfect.
I feel like I need one of those too. We're taking
Yeah,
applications.
because we're always in a hand.
Write
We're
me on
always-
Twitter
Yeah.
at the illest. We want someone to. I want someone to just do everything, and I just have to sit here.
Have you tried online poker?
Oh my God, they have that.
Yeah.
They have that as a thing. That's what I'm in now.
So Anderson going for the check
I have another
call.
Tweet this fucking
idea to introduce after
Pretty nice.
twist. Watch.
That lets the opponents bluff and or overvalue worse hands, whereas betting will make it hard for them to bluff and or overvalue worse hands. And she can just easily check call, check call, check call.
Right.
It's a private restaurant.
She can definitely go for value, or if she thinks Stewart's very inclined to bluff, she can check, but I don't think Stewart's shown that she's too bluff happy yet, at least.
Yeah, I think Suzy's going to take a little while to warm up here. She plays all the time, but maybe
Just
not
kidding, girl.
25-25.
Use the blow dryer.
Whenever a lot of gut shots or open-ended straight draws come in on the river, your bottom pair is often not very good. Like, notice if Anderson had queen 10, she just got there. If she had king 10, she got there. If she had a jack, you were already losing, right? You just lose to a lot of stuff here. So with this queen 9, I think you either need to raise or fold. It's annoying to fold, but you're only beating, like, what, 7s? But 7s would probably not check call the flop. So I know it's very, very tempting to call in this spot, but just not a great
Yeah, I
hand.
hate calling here because I think
I mean, it's a marginal made hand. It's okay.
there are a lot
but-
of players who will just put out a little bet here after hitting the 10.
Right.
And you're like, and for all I know, maybe Danielle's trying to induce a bluff with that size.
Definitely a good spot to fold. I mean, I think Anderson's bet's fine because she's trying to get called by a marginal jack, which is definitely marginal here, or a 10, which is also marginal, or a 9, which is also marginal. So the small bet there is targeting the very marginal made hand that Stewart's very likely to have. So I like the bet.
Yeah.
And it was a good fold from Stewart, I think. If she had a jack or a 10, though, she probably needs to call.
A lot of players or a lot of viewers in the Twitch chat asking about the relationship status of the ladies at the table.
Come down here and find out.
Yeah, just come on into the room. No one's going to stop you. You can sit in one of those chairs and you can just holler at each girl and ask what their situation is.
Someone had to go to the bank, and then it was time to be here, and I had to like shower really quick. Yeah, I missed the humidity when I was in Vegas, and then I don't anymore because I just feel like you just go outside and sweat. My hair is like a
drenched.
poodle.
Your hair's luxurious.
I walked
Dude, it
like
feels like a
3/4 of a mile to get lunch.
Jamie, you miss the humidity, not the rain?
With BJ,
Just,
and I was.
I don't know, my
drenched
skin
in
like hurts.
Wow.
Like in Vegas, I just feel like I'm scaly. Like what in the
You
world?
adjust to it though.
You
I
do?
feel like, yeah.
Okay, good.
I feel like it took.
Wow, kings from Minkin again. She's had the 7 deuce and the kings, all the nut hands.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Such a mom.
your vitamins, brush your teeth. And take tequila shots.
Not a good flop for kings. I'm interested to see how she plays
I
these
was so close
kings.
to getting into that the other day. I was like just
We
far
discussed
enough
this spot
away at the bar.
At
So, like,
pokercoaching.com
avoid her,
about
like,
a
circle
month
of
ago,
peer
and you should be
pressure.
checking
She's,
a
like, the
lot.
best you've
Check
ever
here with
seen.
your kings, check here with your
Subtly
nines,
she's
check
the
here with
best.
your bad aces. You know, check call flop,
Yeah,
and then
why-
just
why would you- yeah,
eventually get
there's-
away.
I mean,
Going to bed
A lot of people say they want to bet to find out where they
it's
stand.
pretty simple. Don't bet if you're only going to get called by better and get folds from worse.
Right, or if you are going to bet, you want to bet tiny, like
The old you
$200.
was
Oh, hello.
Hi. Is probably going to go check, check.
Good check from Stewart. That's not a good card to bet on the turn.
Oh,
no.
Suzy. Now, the question is, when Minkin leads here,
She definitely needs to bet big.
is Suzy going to just call? Let's see the size.
Like, I think you could easily go 2,000
It's
here.
big. She's just going to call.
So
Just
she did bet
call.
900. I
Yeah.
think she could have gone a little bit bigger on the river. Wait, what's happening? Is she slow rolling her for fun?
Squeaky chair.
Yeah.
Wow, brutal.
Suzy is a nice girl.
Oh my God. I don't know Minkin at all,
No one's safe.
and
No one is safe. Do I make myself
she's
clear?
the nuts. This girl's the nuts.
Is that called a meme?
Love you, Suzy.
I don't know, but
We can make a meme out of this, I bet. No one's safe.
I thought so too.
it's so good. There was a really good Sean Deeb slow roll yesterday in a chop pot, but it was really good. He got Berkey real bad.
We're gonna get Lily good. I knew that king hit you. We're gonna get Lily good.
They're already plotting to get Lily.
Yeah. No, I know. And then you can't get back in.
I told you Kelly was going to come to play.
Okay, so
Hell
the
yeah.
game that I was going to suggest-
She made a deep run in one of the biggest tournaments of the year recently.
Yes.
And
I've heard about that.
They'll even let us.
and she was also,
That
as you
every
call it,
time
thug
you
lifing it
pull
up
one, you
there.
put
Oh, yeah.
5 on the button, and then it accumulates.
And if someone's going to thug life it in the biggest tournament of the year, you might as well do it here at Ladies' Night, right?
Right.
So then it keeps getting bigger. 12,
Because it's like hard to win pots in the small blind. So
I need things explained like step by step.
I'll explain it.
Okay.
the pots get bigger than you would think. Like on Poker Go, it's like
Yeah.
absurd.
It's really fun because then it gets bigger and it like changes.
Burkhart has not won a hand, I don't think.
Whatever it is, sign me
So-
up.
Yeah, I don't think so
She
either.
may be playing a tiny bit too loose, given she's playing the 50 big blind stack here.
I'll wait till
Like, I think you're probably just supposed to fold the 6-4 suited.
Um,
I actually thought the 3-bet from the ace-6 of hearts was a little bit light,
can
given
you make it more?
Burkhart should be a little bit more snug, especially since these players just don't fold.
Any
Um,
amount could be.
But clearly, if she's opening 6-4 suited, ace-6 of hearts becomes a great 3-betting scenario. Who's that floor man causing problems?
Only 50. Okay.
Great Torp TV in the chat says, "Oh my God, is that Danielle
Joe,
D.
you should
Moon
play
Girl
your big
Anderson?"
blind.
It is.
It is.
She's here in the
She's
flesh,
here.
Oh, that's weird.
just for you.
Right.
So it's. Oh wait, so we start under the blinds, yeah.
Yeah, I got.
So we have the button straddle.
Yeah, food.
The button straddle is great if you're the only one who does it. If everyone does it,
You know who doesn't like the button straddle?
Me.
People doing the graphics.
oh yeah. So get it out of here,
They're
ban
like,
it.
What?
Whoever's in charge here, you can ban the button straddle, and it'll make the game better.
Stay out of your
There we go. We said it. Victory says, John Little, do you ever slow roll? No, typically not.
They have to pay.
Then again, I often don't have a fun dynamic where I'm not trying to make anyone
Let's
safe.
punish them.
I usually try to just be a friendly gent, but Minkin wants to be a thug. So if you're wanting to be a thug, you want to slow roll everyone.
Check their whole cards on there.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
An easy way to become a thug and a
But
meme
yeah,
is to
Max
slow roll as
Payne,
much as you
like,
can.
Rewatch the stream and like, I had aces 6 times. I was just peeing.
Yeah. Let's do that. I like it four-handed. Let's just shower those two.
They got voted off. Yeah.
You're right. Lily won a hand from me. I'm not sure. I need that shit back.
I need
Or
that
I'm never
shit
gonna hear
back.
the end
Well,
of it.
actually, I have it now.
Nah, I'm not. Those aren't mine.
Nah.
Ladies' night, 25-25. We got an open from Jamie. And what looks like a 3-bet to 325
I feel
from
like Kelly slow rolls someone and they take it out on me. Like
Yes.
Lily talks a bunch of shit, they take it out on
Get
me.
her, Susan.
Guys,
I
you're
loved
nice.
it.
No,
I
I
felt
it
boy.
I felt it coming.
Yeah, just beat her
I
up.
did
When you're
too.
mad at me,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yell at her.
Brutal.
I
Aw.
love
She was
this.
waiting too long. I'm like, you're waiting too long.
Sean did a pretty good one yesterday because he and Berkey were chopping with the nuts. And Berkey just turns it over like super confident, like give me the pot, whatever. And Sean's just like holding. So he's like, oh, he pushes his chips forward and everything into the pot, and then just turns over. I was like, it's like the last chance he has to slow roll now because everyone knows it's coming.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, I have the nuts. What am I worried about?
You expect a slow roll, then, you know,
It's no fun anymore.
it's not as...
What happened to straddle? You guys are dicks.
Is that a blind raise or what's
No,
happening?
blind straddle.
It's a straddle.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Did you? Yeah, that's fine.
Need some excitement in my life. Boring.
So when cutoff straddles, that's the spot where the button can play a ton of
You
hands.
did give me some excitement.
Oh, there's
Not 10
plenty
for offsuit
more
or
where
whatever
that came
Stewart
from.
had there, but
Plenty.
you can definitely play a lot of hands in that spot.
Light raise. You did beat me.
But again.
But again.
Can we play that whole unfold thing after we see the flop? We get our cards back, right? We can pay like 25.
All in.
Yes! There is a God, and it's
So we had a raise to 250,
You can have it. You can have it.
and then Kerstetter jammed
Yeah,
with the ace
that
nine of
good.
hearts,
Jimmy, show the deuce too.
using that
The deuce.
somewhat shallow stack as she should.
Deuce also.
I got it
gonna call
after. I was
pocket
like, the
deuces
deuce
deuce
too.
too. I
Okay,
join that.
okay, so the
I need
game-
credit for that from this moment
Okay,
forward.
so here, the game that I was explaining, so if we were to play right now, like I would put, I'm the small blind, so I would put 25 on here. And then I'm the
It just
only
moves around.
person that can win this kitty. But if I don't win this hand,
It
it
moves.
goes to you, and then you put 25 on it, and then it just keeps
Until
getting
the
bigger
small
and
blind
bigger
wins
and
a pot.
bigger.
Let's
It's
do it.
fine,
Let's
like
do it.
See,
Show
that's
the-
good because it
Nobody else can
induces
win, like,
action,
you win
right?
This hand, you don't get this money. It's just you prevent me from getting it.
Okay.
But when it gets bigger and bigger,
Yeah, it's kind of boring until
Yeah.
there's like 500 in
But
there, and then you're like,
playing your small blind becomes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
yeah, eventually it becomes.
Lily's in. She's always
I'm in.
in.
Does that sound okay to everybody?
I definitely like that game. It's a little bit complicated, but I like it. Apparently, only the small blind can win the 25 on the button, but every hand an additional 25 goes onto the
no,
button
you
that
gotta
comes also
encourage
from the
some
small
people to play
blind.
more hands.
Yeah, and I like it 'cause some
From
people
out of
play,
position, right? I mean, you want people to play
Yeah,
hands
you
from
have
out of
enough
position. So
action.
that's
I
great.
mean,
There's more action all the time.
I think from the button is too big of an advantage. I like to like incentivize playing from out of position.
That's exactly what I just said. Good job,
Wow.
Anderson. She gets it.
I can't be the only one. Kelly.
The
can.
only
The
one?
only one.
Really? You can't say shit to me.
can't
I just
say shit to
shoved
you,
10K
but I
with 7 deuce
tried,
off.
but
You
I
can't
tried.
ever say shit to me.
I love talking shit.
Ever.
She's
Deal
got a
with it.
point.
But you can't really talk shit. No, you have the right of way right now.
I have the right of way, honey. Come from my
You're queen
spot.
B. You're queen B right now with the 7 deuce.
This is her corner.
This is a great spot for
I want
Anderson
someone
to
try to-
probably raise. Anytime you have a gut shot and backdoor draws, when you could also just have the nut 6 here, you can get after it with all the draws.
Too.
She just calls though.
Not even counting. Why do you make me say that?
Raising, I think, is often better on the flop because whenever it goes check call, now Lily can just, or who's in this hand, I'm
Suzy.
kind of confused. Suzy's not in this hand. It's Lily.
Yes, for sure.
Oh.
Lily
you're
can
right.
just
For
check
sure.
behind if she feels inclined, and then you're going to have a really tough time bluffing the river because then Lily can just call with lots of stuff. But if you check raise the flop, now you can check raise flop, bet turn, and blast river, and then that makes her fold almost everything.
That's exactly right, Jonathan Little.
Let's see what she does, though. She may go for the raise on the turn. I mean, I think she should. She just make it tiny?
No, it looks like 17.
Looks like 17.
Still not so big. It's 1,100 more. The game's all serious now. Look. Wow.
No way.
Maybe we're wrong about
The hand.
the hand. Yeah, it's probably not ace 4 offsuit.
We'll have to see.
Ooh, nasty pair on the river.
This often hurts people, though. I don't know what to call it, but like when you're bluffing and you river some showdown value,
Yeah.
and then you're less inclined to continue with your bluff line.
Right, then it just goes check, check, and you lose to
Yeah.
jacks or something silly.
Right.
She did have ace 9 of diamonds, I believe. Lily did.
So she had the flush draw.
Had the flush draw as well.
Hells no, that quarter's going to go right.
Okay.
Oh, you're the small blind?
Hypothetically, that quarter stays on.
It would.
That button's going to go
So
right
now the
in
small
my
blind
stack.
has to put 25 on the button. That she could win now.
Just because she was the small one.
I missed the bet there.
We'll see how it goes.
Kelly.
Yeah, I'm in. Throw
Yeah,
whatever.
I got you.
The small blind
Small
does.
blind. Yeah, sorry, were you not here when
Was
you
it
explained?
explained when I? Oh man. Here we
Okay,
go.
here, no, it's not that hard.
It sounded crazy.
So only the small blind is the person that puts it on, and only the small blind can win it. So right now, Kelly is the only person eligible to win this. And if she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
win it,
Don't
she
muck
doesn't
my
win the
hand either, guys.
It moves, and then Jamie
I
puts it
post
on, and it
25
goes to 50. And it moves all the
I
way
love
around.
the solution that Anderson has come up with, and instead of the button straddle, we have this other weird game that incentivizes action as opposed to
So
Sorry,
doesn't-
killing
again.
action.
Let's continue.
Very, very good.
You got your chips back or not yet?
Yeah, I got my
Some of them?
Not some of them. I got a little bit.
Yeah, lost the hand.
It's so good when they fold you on the button where you should be playing a lot of hands, and you get 9s.
All the draws.
All the draws.
75 is the open. Minkin,
I don't know what I would have done.
ace 6.
Interesting just call.
Oh, you're done.
Pretty nice hand to 3-bet.
Look at, she's coming for the kitty already.
Heads up.
All clubs, king 4 tray.
Got a club?
To be determined.
She has a club.
Check.
It's a great spot to check for Anderson, because now you can induce bluffs. You can easily call a turn bet and usually call a river bet. Whereas if you bet the flop and get raised, all of a sudden it's miserable. And even if you get called, you have no clue where you stand.
You sure?
I generally make pretty quick decisions, so
I don't like this. It makes me
Relatively.
nervous.
sure at this point in time.
I check.
So do we go for value? Probably. 9's not very good, but at the same time, you can't get called by
Bad
worse.
pin, huh? I love it.
I just want to see if you want that quarter out.
I do want the quarter, and I have a flush, so now I'm like really enticed.
Notice again, Anderson going for this tiny bet to target a weak range. She did this just a second ago with the Jack-10 for 2 pair on a pretty scary board. Now she's doing it with a marginal flush on a board where clearly she loses lots of stuff.
It's the second.
And I think it's just, again, good poker against most people who are not going to raise you a ton. Now, if
what
Minkin
was
starts
that?
raising a ton, then you just have to start calling off
The names.
in a game theory optimal manner.
Well, I'm gonna give you some respect,
Why?
and
Can't do that at poker.
really, you can't say shit. You cannot say shit.
Net.
Six of clubs.
Nice hand.
This
Very
will stay
nice.
here.
Very
and
well
now
played.
Jamie.
Very well played.
Minkin did fold there, so
Now we have visual.
Now we got
kind of a big fold.
Somewhat.
I mean, flushes are pretty good when you're getting great pot odds.
Jonathan and I are about to order some food from Blue Plate here at the Seminole Hard Rock. I'm thinking about going steak and eggs.
I'm drinking
Mine's
champagne
empty,
because that's what we have. But that's not what I want, actually.
You're in what, for a salad?
I'm in for a salad.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I am. There's a cocktail girl if you want.
Darn it. I've just received a shot, complimentary of the ladies at
Can
the
I straddle?
table.
I'm straddling.
What's
this
it called?
This is not my straddle. That
I
is.
mean,
Right.
I-
We understand now.
not my words.
Oh, okay.
Starts with P.
Is it possible to get more champagne?
Anyway, let's see. Is it a shot? What is this?
They didn't give me any. I don't know why.
I'll join Team Beer.
Did they see you come
Your
in?
team.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is my straddle.
What the heck is this? This ain't no
Oh,
shot.
okay.
Is this apple juice?
Yeah, just ignore it.
What's it taste like?
Like juice.
Really,
Juice, I
really,
see.
Yes.
really.
I don't know.
Seems like
All right,
it,
you
yeah.
want to look at the salads here?
No,
Let's
it's
see.
It was a $50 straddle.
I would say yes because people can order
25
other
more.
stuff.
It's a little
if they want.
confusing.
I just got back
No,
from
no,
vacation
yeah.
in the Bahamas for a week.
It's just a
Saw
$50
that.
straddle,
And
so she
I
can make it 175.
Ate well.
All right, I'll give you action.
Thanks. Are those the chips you don't want?
Yeah, I don't want those.
That
No,
stays
no,
on
we
the
can-
yeah.
we can do
That's why
two.
it's
Just
just
ignore
ignore it
those.
completely.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a side bet.
We're playing a different game, yeah.
Sorry.
We're crazy.
Yeah.
Which one? The quarters?
So that goes in the pot.
We're getting more.
All right, so we've placed our food orders at
Lily,
Blue
you
Plate. We had Blue
sneaky
Plate
bitch.
last night. It was
No,
very
no,
good. I
no,
got the
no,
2 + 2 + 2 + 2 meal, which is which I guess is an unintentional like poker lingo.
Done.
It's 2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, and 2 pancakes. It's the 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And it's $11.
So good, it's like you're cheating.
It's very cost effective.
That stays on the button? Yeah.
If you have 8 cards in poker, you're probably cheating.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I had queen high too.
So, Joe, toss me a quarter.
Jimmy Bluffett asked, does Seminole Hard Rock have Nobu? They have a really nice Japanese place. The name of it is, I'm drawing a blank, but I can find it in 1 second.
They have a website. You can go and see everything this resort has to offer, which is a lot.
Yeah, if the small blind wins the pot in the middle,
their really
they win
good
that
place
too.
is called...
Hard Rock is Party Central on the weekends, too, by the way. It's going
free
off.
parking. You win all of it.
Kuro.
It's sweet. Yeah. That was my first introduction to gambling. I was like, this is awesome.
I know. I mean, how are they going to party here tonight when all the ladies are here at this club poker night in America?
When is the game over? We're going to go out for a party afterwards.
The game will be over around 12:30 our time, which means our stream will end at 1
Joe
a.m.
just added it. Yeah.
What did I sign up for?
25.
I don't know. I'm not actually staying here, but I did pack a bag in case I get stranded here.
It's serious. She has like a quarter of a glass. She's like, oh my god, extra bottles, quick.
Wait, did anybody eat dinner?
No, I had like a bite of chicken. I had a hot dog for lunch.
Kerstetter with the ace-9 offsuit, giving it some thought.
The actual hot dog?
Probably a 3-better fold hand.
Down the street, like,
She does 3-bet.
Never mind, nobody popped up.
Hey, you saw my all-in 10K with 7 deuce, right? That was for you.
Yes. I didn't recognize you when you walked by there. You had sunglasses.
Really
Yeah,
It would took me like
Kiletto calls the ace-6 offsuit. That's not such a good cold call of a 3-bet hand.
I dislike ace-6 so much. I don't know if I've ever seen a flop with ace-6.
One of my big leaks whenever I was a young poker-playing child was to play any ace-X. I thought I have the ace, it's the best card, and I lost a bunch of money. A bunch of money back then, though, you understand, was like $40 over the course of 6 months. But that was a big leak of mine. Somehow, Kerstetter has the best hand, but Lily's going to try to blast it through. This is how she rolls, huh? This is a rough spot for Kerstetter because she really does lose to everything reasonable.
I learned all my moves. Hello.
But she's against
It's going to be hard to get that 17 back.
the one player who's really unreasonable.
The plan is working.
No, the 17 I just gave you just now. Hurts my feelings.
Yeah, but you took the start. So
Hurts my
I feel like we're about even.
Hey, what is this?
Amber beer?
Time flop.
Oh, time flop.
I have highlight.
And then do we order champagne from her? Or
Wait, we paid time?
No.
It's just
Tip,
tips.
tips,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
Not time.
Kelly says, I don't pay rake.
I'm getting a beer.
10-7 suited is
don't
a
forget
great
to tip
hand.
our
How did you get?
waitress, guys, because she's bringing us champagne.
Yeah.
So notice Joe Kim has been pretty snug so far. The problem is being so snug is that you're not going to get action from your good hands.
I mean, what's our sample size here? Let's be.
Not a lot, but if you look around the table, most of the other players are playing a lot of hands. And to be fair, Joe Kim just hasn't had much, right?
I thought you said high life, and I was like, no. I changed my whole opinion of you.
But if you have played snugly, you're not going to get action from your ace-king, which, in theory, should make you more likely to call it than 3-bet. Because if you 3-bet it, you're just going to get no action, whereas if you call, now you're in position with a somewhat disguised hand.
Green tea shot is a girly shot.
Tastes like
So-
pussy.
Oh, is it really?
Drink tastes like pussy.
Is it pussy?
Oh,
I think that's what you just had.
that's the
Pussy
drink.
juice inside.
Well, oh my God.
Dang, Kelly.
Jesus,
Why are
Kelly.
we not best
Whoa.
friends?
I didn't know you like girls.
Okay.
I knew it tasted funny. Notice here, like I said, though,
This
Minkin's
is
just going
not.
to fold, right?
This does not taste like anything.
I didn't think I would be the boring one.
I'm thinking the same thing. I was
I
like,
don't
what
know.
is happening?
Just, I'm not even saying.
Pussy shot.
Guys, step it up. Yeah, pussy shots.
Doing the pussy shot.
Tastes like
Really
pussy.
pussy shot.
It's good. It's actually good.
Well, if you're joining us on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, the girls have ordered a round of shots,
I could do it.
one of which they sent my way, I guess, 30 minutes ago.
I feel like this is somewhat wrong.
Delicious.
I don't want. I don't want.
It's delicious, as Anderson says.
It's okay. It's not my favorite.
No, I'm having a beer. I'm like,
You can just lick it. It's a pussy shot.
What's
I mean, what's the problem, Jamie?
Just try it. You
See
can't
some
knock it till you
repeat
try it.
viewers in the chat from last night. Errol Patak
So what is there?
in
It's
the
on me then.
YouTube chat, chatting it up.
Nobody has any
Thanks for
pressure.
tuning in again.
Nobody has any pressure. They have
See
to
Ashley, Action Ashley 13 in the Twitch chat.
Get the same one we got. I don't know what we got, but
Glad
I'm
to
trusting
have
this
you
one.
guys
This
here.
redhead in the middle.
Sunny 8644. Always here.
One issue Joe Kim has today is that she has Lily on her direct left. Like right there, she just folded 10-8 of hearts, which I think is perfectly reasonable, given Lily's going to play every pot against you in position. So
Always have ladies.
I'm not trying to say that she's super nitty or anything, but she should be nitty in this exact situation because she has the most maniacal player with a deep stack directly on her left.
Yeah, I'm just
And
spectating.
if you could change seats, this is a game where you would try to change seats
Oh,
because
yeah.
that is one of the most.
Yeah.
It's a rough seat. You just can't do anything. You have to sit there and play good cards, and playing good
Meanwhile,
cards is no fun.
keep an eye on Danielle Anderson here, who just smooth called the 7 deuce suited, flopped an up and down, backdoor diamonds.
That's creative. Here we go. Bring on the 9 for fun.
Who gave this idiot a job? Jeez.
The ace, definitely keep blasting.
Yeah, blast away. You're not going to get a second call from Queen 9.
But you know, Kiletto does just randomly float with ace high.
Every time there's an 8, I'm like,
Does Anderson go for the check raise?
No, I don't remember.
Her
I got
game's
him a while ago,
pretty
and I was like, I'm
good.
waiting for the right
Certainly
I
capable.
can think it's
Busted
Kelly.
my little-
Oh, it is Kelly.
It is
though.
Kelly. Yeah.
This is just a call. Wow. I guess you're just playing her hand straight up for the pot odds. At this point, when your opponent bets 350 into 800, you're getting a pretty good price.
You know damn well you ain't
Oh,
got that.
Oh,
womp womp.
that's not what she wanted to see.
Wow, are we getting food at some point?
1100.
Damn it.
Big bet. I like it. She could maybe even go, this is fine bet. I like it.
Well, at least it wasn't
The flush did come in clearly, right? So you have to worry that you could be in bad shape if you bet too big. Like say she bet 3,000 on the river, she's probably only going to get called by straights and flushes.
My fucking energy's about to go down. I need to go. Oh, yeah.
Brutal spot where she probably should fold with a 7 deuce, and she does make the fold.
Thank you.
Okay, for real. I'll be back.
Creative little 7 deuce there.
That's me.
No, 6 is Kelly. 6 is Kelly.
Oh, 6 is Kelly.
Girl.
Yeah, yours time.
Oh, of course. I'm happy to. I am happy to. I'm tipping you with Lily's money, really.
The needles keep on coming. Dang.
Hey, you sat down
Good thing.
guns fucking blazing.
No,
So,
no. You can
always
trust
on
me.
the
You can
table.
blast me all night. I love it. I seriously do. I dig it.
You guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, how about this video next? Or what about this one?